We need to act now. Climate change is a problem which only shows its consequences after a while, which means that we tend to ignore it. However, new alternatives to energy provision can substantially mitigate the issue and hence solve many lives, if and only if we accelerate the transition. The world has seen significant progress towards transitioning to renewable energy. Ambitious plans are made and doubling the global rate in energy efficiency has enjoyed good improvement as clarified by the UN. Yet, there are around 850 million people who do not enjoy the gift of electricity. We are on the right path, but still, a transition necessitates renewable energy to become the mainstream form of energy provision. Sadly, around 3 billion people rely primarily on inefficient and polluting cooking systems. Furthermore, the renewable energy share of total final energy consumption has gradually increased from 16.6% in 2010 to 17.5% in 2016. Nevertheless, a much faster change is needed to meet pressuring climate goals. Even though the absolute level of renewable energy consumption has grown by more than 18% since 2010, only since 2012 the growth of renewables has outpaced the growth of total energy consumption. Also, according to the annual report from the UN, international financial flows to developing countries in support of clean and renewable energy reached $18.6 billion in 2016, almost doubling from $9.9 billion in 2010. What we experience is an ongoing trend in the usage of renewable alternatives to meet energy demand. Yet, not everybody, nor every country can afford such technology. According to a Dutch report, the shares of renewable energy in the total energy consumption for the Netherlands has risen from 6.6% in 2017 to 7.4% in 2018. At European level, it has been agreed that the share of renewable energy in the Netherlands must be 14% in 2020. Well, imagine how the situation in a developing country would look like. Essentially what it means is that we will live in a colorful and uneven world that requires critical thinking and adequate decision making on a national and local level. An energy standard in the Netherlands cannot probably address the situation in Nigeria, for example, and SDGs hardly help to improve the case. Therefore, we have come with a possible way to fuel the process of global transition. Imagine a region fully powered by renewable energy. There are windmills, solar panels on roofs, and the use of fossil fuels are minimized. This is not a fairy tale. This is already starting to happen. The New Energy Coalition in the north of the Netherlands is an organization aiming to provide the region and the country with renewable energy. Once, this region provided gas for the entire Netherlands. Now they are transforming their energy production into sustainable ways of producing. Local people, companies, universities and governments worldwide are starting to work together to invest, produce and consume energy. The Melbourne Renewable Energy Project is leading the way in how to put forces together and invest in green cities. They stimulate local stakeholders to take an active role in the energy transition. But how do we ensure that the energy transition is beneficial for everyone and that it can happen on a global scale? In South Africa, Project 90 by 2030 is helping the country to achieve 90% of share of renewables energy by 2030. They provide training for environmental leadership and advise policymakers to support both the people and the planet. Another goal that can be achieved by 2030 is providing 500 million people with electricity. The World Bank has started this project in Africa and Asia, and it shows that the cost of renewable energy providers are dropping very fast, giving many opportunities. In our world, electricity has become a basic need, but still many people do not have access to it. This is the way towards giving people electricity who never had it before. These 4 projects are all very different, but they all strive for a sustainable planet. How can we combine these seeds into a global plan and achieve the SDGs? How to reduce poverty, SDG 1, have more renewable and green energy, SDG 7, and stimulate climate action, SDG 13. This is the idea. The Disaggregated Energy Provision. On the local and regional scale, communities are built up, consisting of 3 components: an advisory body for the government, education and information body, and the energy expertise and R&D body. For this project to be implementable on a global scale, the 3 components function as guidance. Depending on the extent to which a government or municipality is environmentally focused, the advisory body can give advice on environmental policies and regulations. To involve all citizens in this energy transition and create climate awareness, education and information are provided on schools and other institutions. The third component, energy expertise, functions as the body that installs and researches the options of renewable energy in the region. They are the ones who are technically involved. All three components interact and inform each other, creating a complete picture of the way towards the transition. What has to be considered that every country operates at a different pace and with a different national plan. Essentially, we do not expect each country to strictly adhere to the same rules, but to develop a feasible plan that works for them. What we recognize though is that change comes with the cooperation of public, private and communal stakeholders, and in order to transition, more trust, power and resources should be poured on a local level. The transition is in our hands. The sooner we start, the less damage is done.